Hello friends, welcome to my channel Vet Visit. Here we are going to study veterinary science for the competitive examination preparation. So friends, today's topic is poultry. It's the part third of this topic. In today we are going to study for about housing of the poultry, its vaccination schedule, its animal nutrient requirements, and next is diseases of the poultry. So this video is prepared by Dr. Hemant and Dr. Dilip Kumar. So poultry housing, the various terminologies has been used for the poultry housings. For the first is brooder or chick house. It is used to brood or rear egg type chicks from a 0 to 8 weeks of the age. Then the term used is brooder or chick house. When we use second is grower's house. It is used to grow egg type birds from a 9 to 8 weeks of the age. The next is brooder cum grower house. Here the birds are reared from 0 to 8 weeks of the age and entire brooding and growing periods of the egg type chickens has been done. Next is layer house, in which a birds over 18 weeks of age are reared, usually up to 72 weeks of the age. Then the term used is layer house. Broiler's house, in which a broiler or meat type birds are reared up to 6 weeks of the age. Then the term used is broiler house. Then breeder house, in which both the male and female breeders are maintained at appropriate sex ratio. Environmentally controlled house, in which the entire environment is manipulated in such a way that is optimum for the bird growth. Optimal environmental condition required for rearing of broilers. First is temperature, which is requirement is between 22 to 30 degrees Celsius or 70 to 85 degree Fahrenheit. Relative humidity is about 30 to 60%. Ammonium level is less than 25 ppm. Liter moisture is 18 to 25%. Airflow is 10 to 30 meter per minute. Layout of poultry housing. There should be a minimum distance of 50 to 100 feet between a chick and grower shed, and the distance between the grower and layer shed should be minimum of 100 meter. Details of poultry house construction. Direction and orientation is from the east to west direction. Size. The broiler requires an 1 square foot of floor spaces, which a layer requires a 2 square feet of the floor space under a deep litter system of rearing. Width. A tropical country should have a width of not more than 22 to 25 feet in order to allow ample ventilations and aeration at the mid portion. If the width of the shed is more than 25, then ridges ventilation at the middle line of the top rooftop with a proper overhang is must. Height. From the foundation to the roof line should have about 6 to 7 feet of height, and at the center there should be a 10 to 12 feet of height. Foundation of the house be a concrete with a 1 to 1.5 feet below the surface and 1 to 1.5 above the ground level. Floor of the house should be extended to 1.5 feet outside the wall on all the side, prevent rat and snake problems. Door. Open outside in case of deep litter poultry houses. Size of the door is preferably 6 into 2.5 feet. Side walls. The side walls should be of 1 to 1.5 feet height. Roof. Different types of roofs are shade, gable, half monitor, full monitor, flat concrete, gambrel, gothic, etc. And monitor type is mostly preferred in the tropical countries like India. Classification of the poultry housing. There are mainly three systems, which are the poultry housing system are classified into three systems. First is free range or extensive system, which is the oldest method. Then second is semi-intensive, and third is intensive. In intensive there are many parts like deep litter system, slated float system, slate comes litter system, and cage system. First we are going to study about free range or extensive system. We can rear about 250 adult birds per hectare, and this system is most preferred over the organic food egg production. Semi-intensive system, as the name indicates, birds are halfway reared in the houses and half on the ground or range. Runs can also be used on the rotation basis. The stock density rates on an average for an adult bird is about 750 per hectare. And this system is usually adopted for the duck rearing, which is semi-intensive. Next is intensive system. The birds are totally confined to houses either on the ground floor or on the wire netting. Intensive system. Birds are totally confined to houses either on the ground floor or on a wire mattings. The floor in a cages or on sleds. It is the most efficient, convenient and economical system for modern poultry production in a large number. Cage system. This system involves a rearing of poultry on a raised wire netting floor in a smaller compartment called cages, either fitted with a stands or floor houses or hanged on from the roof. At present, 75% of the commercial layer in the world are kept in a cages, and floor space requirement for the bird is about 1.1 square feet. This is the most important point. Deep litter system. In this system, the birds are kept inside the houses all the times, and the birds are kept on a suitable litter materials for about 3 to 5 inches depth. Floor space requirement for the egg type chicken and meat type chicken. Age at the 0 to 8 week of the ages, the deep litter required is about 0 to 0.60 feet square of the space is required for the egg type chicken, and in the cages they required about 0.30 feet square. For the age of 9 to 18 they required about 1.25 in the deep litter and 0.50 in the cages. For the greater than the 18 weeks of the age, they required in deep litter about 1.50 in the deep litter and 0.65 in the cages. In mid-type chickens at the age of 0 to 3, they required space in deep litter is about 0.50 in feet square in deep litter, and for the age of about 4 to 6 in they required about 1.0 in the deep litter system. Poultry nutritions. Amino acids which are non-essential, essential, critical and limiting amino acids which required a poultry. The non-essential amino acids like alanine, aspartic acid, glutamic acid, hydroxyproline, proline and glycine plus purine. Essential amino acids are lysine, methionine, methionine plus cysteine, tryptophan, threonine, arginine, isoleucine, leucine, valine, histidine, phenylalanine and phenylalanine plus tyrosine. Critical amino acids are lysine, methionine, methionine plus cysteine, tryptophan, threonine, arginine, isoleucine, and limiting amino acids are lysine, methionine, threonine and tryptophan. Vitamins which required for the poultry are vitamin in the B complexes groups are thiamine, riboflavin and niacin, pantothenic acid, pyridoxine, biotin, choline, folic acid and cobalamine which is vitamin B12. Vitamins like A, B2 and D3 are called as critical vitamins for the poultry as any deficiency in the any deficiency in their feed. Feed formulation contains energy of about 50 to 60%. There should be protein of about 20 to 25%. Moisture should be less than 10% and aflatoxin content should be 0.02 ppm. Broiler ration should be contain about 22 to 24% of crude protein. Layer ration should contain about 16 to 18% of the crude protein, and poultry ration should be contain about 2 to 5% of fat, and linoleic acid is required for the egg size. Next we are going to study for the poultry diseases. First is we are going to study for the mineral deficiency diseases. So first is due to calcium deficiencies. Its function is important for the formation of bone, blood clotting, heart function and egg productions. If the deficiency of calcium, then there will be a poor growth, soft bones, thin shelled or shellless eggs and poor egg productions. Next is phosphorus. Its important function is bone development, egg production, utilization of the carbohydrate. And if a deficiency of the phosphorus, it may causes a poor growth and soft bones. Third is magnesium. Magnesium, there are the various functions like several vital metabolic functions. Deficiency of the magnesium lead to slow growth, lethargy, loss of appetite and spasm. Next is sodium potassium. Its important function are constituents of the blood, bile and body fluids for the growth, digestion, acid base balance. Deficiency symptoms of the sodium and potassium are poor growth of muscles, axis, loose droppings and reduced production. Various micronutrients are required like manganese is which help in the bone formation and utilization of the phosphorus. Its deficiency causes a staggering gait and enlargement of the joint. Next is zinc. Its function are activation of the several body enzymes. If there is deficiency, there is a poor growth and feathering and shortening of the leg bones. Next is iron and copper. Their function are blood pigment formation, and their deficiency causes anemia. Next is iodine. Its function is body activities like constituent of the thyroid. Due to this deficiency, there is impaired in the body response and lowered the activity. There are the many stress minerals which are required, like selenium, which functions are muscular functions and immunity development. Due to the deficiency, there is muscular dystrophy and poor immune response. Next is cobalt. Their function is constituent of the vitamin B12, and their deficiency leads to poor growth. Various vitamin deficiencies like vitamin A, its important function are growth, health of the eye and moist surface of the body. Deficiency of vitamin A causes poor growth, respiratory symptoms. Next is vitamin B1, which is thiamine. Its important function are maintain appetite, help in digestions, and preserves the health of nerves. Its deficiency symptoms are poor growth, nervous symptoms. Next is riboflavin, which is vitamin B2. Its important function is promote growth. Its deficiency causes poor growth, cult or paralysis. Next is pyridoxine. It promotes a growth. Deficiencies causes poor growth and convulsions. Pantothenic acid. Its important function are healthy skin and growth. Deficiency symptoms of pantothenic acid are crustation at the corners of mouth and fatty liver, kidneys. Next is vitamin is biotin. Its function are promotes growth, and deficiency of it is crustation at the bottom of the feet. Next is folic acid, which promotes the growth and feather development. A deficiency causes a poor growth and feather development and paralysis and sitting on the hawk, which is parosis. Vitamin B12, normal growth and feathering. Its deficiency causes very poor growth. Next is vitamin D3, which function is utilizes calcium and phosphorus in the bone development of egg shell formations. Deficiency of which causes a poor growth, curled leg weaknesses, thin shelled eggs, and reduced egg productions. Next is vitamin E. Its function is maintain brain structure and antioxidant functions. Deficiency of vitamin E causes Krejcik disease and muscular weakness. Next vitamin is vitamin K. Its function is blood clotting mechanism, and due to this deficiency causes hemorrhages. Next is vaccination schedule for the broilers. On the 0 day, we give a Marek's disease vaccines by the subcutaneous route 0.2 ml. On the 5th to 7th day, we give Ranichet disease vaccines by oculonasal route. On the 10th day, we give infectious bronchitis vaccine by oculonasal route. On 12 to 14 days, we give infectious bursal disease vaccine by oculonasal route. And on the 28th day, we give a booster of RD, which is Lasota strain, by the water. Next is vaccination schedule for the layers. On the 0 day, give IMD by subcutaneous route. On the 5th to 7th day, we give Newcastle disease and infectious bronchitis live by intraocular route. On the 7 to 10 day, we again give IMD vaccine by a subcutaneous route. On the 12 to 14 day, we give IBD infectious bursal disease vaccines, live vaccines by intraocular route. In the 22 to 24, we give IBD live booster by intraocular route. On the 28 to 30 day, we give ND Newcastle disease for infectious bronchitis live by intraocular route. On 35 to 27 day, we give Coryza killed by subcutaneous route. On the 45 to 47 day, we give fowl pox vaccine by IM route. On the 63 to 65 days, we give Coryza killed booster vaccine by subcutaneous route. On 70 to 72 day, we give Newcastle disease mesogenic strain by IM route. On 80 day, we give infectious bronchitis live by in the drinking water. On the 88 to 90 days of the fowl, we give a vaccine of fowl pox booster by IM route. On the 105 to 107 day, we give Newcastle disease live lantogenic strains when drinking water. On 112 to 114 days, we give ND plus IB killed vaccine by subcutaneous route. On 270 day, we give about Newcastle disease live lantogenic strains by in a drinking water. In the 280 day, we give a Newcastle disease and infectious bronchitis killed by subcutaneous route. In 370 days, we give a Newcastle disease lantogenic by drinking water. And in 460 days, we give Newcastle disease live in lantogenic strain in drinking water.